Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
She used to be an actress.
Oh, really? Did she do anything out of scene?
And I think her biggest deal was she starred in a pilot.
Pilot? What's a pilot?
Well, you know the shows on TV?
I don't watch TV.
Yeah, but you are aware that there's an invention called television, and on this invention they show shows, right?
Yeah.
Well, the way they pick TV shows is they make one show. That show's called a pilot. Then they show that one show to the people who pick shows, and on the strength of that one show, they decide if they want to make more shows. Some get chosen and become television programs. Some don't, become nothing. She starred in one of the ones that became nothing.
Welcome to Couch Pilots, all of my friends. It's the show that dares to fly into the unknown territory of awful television, pilots of the past. My name is Jason, but you can call me Mr. Jones, and across from me is Captain Philip Russisher. He's trying to keep up with the Joneses. Good evening, Captain.
Good evening. Would you say I'm one of those people that tries to keep up with the Joneses?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, good.
I don't think
because that would have been very controversial toward the end of this episode.
Oh wow, I don't know what we have in store, but now I'm wildly interested. Yeah, you're a man who has ideals,
Deep depression.
Yes.
Suicidal thoughts.
Count them down. Suicidal tendencies. Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Butthole surfers. That's the only thing. When somebody says suicidal tendencies to me, I just think butthole surfers because
I always think of butthole surfing.
it's the same kind of. It's the same kind of music.
It is the same kind of music. Yeah. Thank you. I think you're a guy who has like a set of standards for himself and tries to keep up with your own standards.
But I keep those and our guest is smiling because he knows this as well as I do. Is I have those standards for myself, and I am very flat about that. These are my standards, and I never can meet them.
Well, okay, you know what? This is actually has got me thinking right now because I've heard some of your plight as a young boy.
Bless you.
Oh, and also with you. But when you were a young man and growing up with your mother, you lived with your mom, and for whatever godforsaken reason, you cast off Chad to live with your grandparents?
Yeah, he originally went to live with my dad, then my dad got remarried, mm-hmm. and I guess the woman was very, very mean to him, and so then me and my mom were living in Chicago, mm-hmm. and my mom was like, I can't afford the one I have, because this guy's not paying child support.
I got to get rid of the worst one.
No, and so luckily my grandparents were like, well, okay, well, I'll take him, so...
But it sounds to me like right now in your life, you are living a better life than like with Eli here. When you have Garrett down here, you're living a better life than when you were growing up.
Sure.
Is that fair to say?
Sure.
And I feel the same way about our guest today. He's living a much better life than when he was growing up.
Really?
Oh, we can let him speak for himself if you want. Would you like to introduce him?
This is... Okay.
You have to do it.
All right. Folks, he's been on the show many times. He actually co-hosted an episode when we were on vacation. This guy, every time he's here, I try my hardest to be the best Blake possible. And I think the last couple times I have. And I'm going to go ahead and say it first. Then I'm going to introduce him after I say this. Fuck the Lakers. Let's welcome Matt to the show.
How's everybody doing tonight?
We're doing better now that you're here.
Great. Those drops. I'm recovering from that string of drops right there. Those were amazing.
He drops it like it's hot.
I try to anyway.
Yeah.
We'll
but
see.
I mean, just like even the video game, right? Like
the video game sound.
I was hearing video game sounds. Yeah.
This one.
Wait, hold on. That one.
That's the heel versus the wildly popular and definitely still active podcast, Heel versus Face.
That's the only wrestling podcast on the internet. You know what that is? That's an 8-bit version of Finn Balor's intro music.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
This whole time I didn't know that.
That was an homage to my wife.
When do you guys do another episode of Heel vs. Face?
Probably SummerSlam.
I would love it. I love that show.
It was a great show.
You guys got to figure that out.
I loved it.
I love it too.
Welcome back to the show,
Matt. You never listened to Heel versus Face?
I haven't made it around the Heel versus Face.
You don't have to make it around.
I think I'm the most frequent guest on that program.
Yeah.
Sadly,
in the 10 episodes we did.
Yeah.
All I know is that when we do trivia as a group,
yeah.
There's some house cleaning being done when those wrestling questions come up.
Sure.
I don't think you guys have missed, and I'm not sure you've missed.
There you go.
I don't miss when it comes to this.
Matt, we were talking earlier about what an awful life Blake had growing up, and then how he's totally turned it around. And I wouldn't necessarily say awful, but you're living a much better life now, aren't you, than when you were a child?
It was certainly growing up in a different economy, if you will.
Sure.
Yeah, certainly we grew up below the poverty line in a lot of ways. Single parent household. Sounds like you maybe had a similar situation growing up with mom.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that probably drove you, didn't it? Would you say that drove you to
you
make
bet.
sure? Yeah.
Yeah, you can't put words to it at that age, right?
Right.
But when you become an adult, and maybe this will resonate with you, Blake and Jason, for sure. Like, and then you have children,
Sure.
and you think about the life you want them to have,
Right.
versus the one that shaped you.
Right.
Oh yeah, you bet.
I hope I'm doing that. I don't. Sometimes I wonder, but I hope I am.
Yeah, nice place here. Eli's living a pretty good life, I'd say. Garrett, I think, has fun when he comes down.
Sure.
Yeah, everything's good.
Sure.
There's nothing to worry about.
Why do you say that with a smirk on your face?
Because you almost had an aneurysm the last show.
Yeah, yeah.
Has that subsided?
Huh?
You have brain
No,
pain.
yeah, it'll come and go. It'll come and go.
Oh, Matt, you used to have a cat that Heather would say had brain pain.
The brain
right?
pains. Yeah.
And what was it? Was that Milo?
He's in heaven now. No, that's yeah. Well, yeah, it's Milo. His brother Oliver is still with us, but Milo was just tormented.
Milo the cat. That was the one with brain pain.
I mean, but it was severe. As a matter of fact, one time though, we thought, he's gonna go. He just didn't go for years. But we opened up the door at our old place, right? This bird just races in the door.
A bird?
A bird. It just flies in the door.
Are you sure it wasn't a plane?
Well, I guess I can't be too sure.
Was it Superman?
All I know is this bird knocks itself out on the back wall, and Milo instinctually just jumps over a tank, over a fish tank, lands on it, kills it immediately,
Nice.
and just steps back out, and then resumes the brain pain.
So it left it there. It didn't try to present it to you. Sometimes cats will grab something and
Sure.
put it at your feet and say, "Hey, check out what I got."
I remember having to go back there to the scene of and Milo was just kind of going back to. He's like, "Oh yeah, I've got this."
So what is it?
Ailment.
When you say
I did this.
When you say the brain pain, he went back to what? Doing what?
Yowling, just uncontrollably, just walking around.
That's what Blake was doing last episode.
You mean him?
Yes, that Blake right there.
What other Blake is there?
You're
that
going to
know?
want to get that looked at.
There's Blake Szymanski, but we're not talking about him.
I'm sorry. I forget there's another Blake.
Inferior Blake is what we
Sure.
call him.
No,
Blake minus.
I've decided this, Matt. I after the ass cancer problem, right? I spent all that time, money, and I went through that horrible preparation for the
Yeah, you want to be like a quarter inch from the bathroom the entire time.
colonioscopy. I've decided that I'm like I have a knee issue right now too, and I'm not going to the doctor anymore because when I go to the doctor,
Fear of getting a colonoscopy?
no.
What's wrong with your knee? All right, bend over and spread them.
We're gonna get a good look up there.
This is how
That's how they get to the knee.
That's how we get to the knee now.
No, because I'm not a hypochondriac. I when I'm in pain, I'm in pain. I know that I'm in pain. I know I'm in discomfort. I know there's something not normal. But when I go to the doctor and then they say there's nothing wrong, that irritates me for two reasons. Three reasons. One, I feel like the doctor's calling me a liar.
Okay.
Two, it makes me look stupid in front of people because I've been bitching and complaining about it. And three, I don't like spending the money for them to tell me that. And then four.
Yeah. Start off as 2. All right.
My wife then looks at me like I'm just an idiot and that nothing's wrong with me.
Is it the weather?
You have 5 fingers up now.
It's not the weather.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
No, it happens all the time. I would say at least once a week. There's two things that happen.
Right.
At least once a week, I have this sharp pain in the side of my head, and it makes my eye like close up.
It was happening last show, and I knew it. I knew something was wrong with it, but he wouldn't admit it. I had to force it out of him.
And then also about once a week, I have a pain like not in my groin, but like on the side, and it's like a stabbing pain. And I know what it is. It's like arteries of some kind that something is not getting through, and then it gets through, and then we go on with ourselves. So,
I mean, do you stretch? You look like a stretcher.
I love this guy.
You look like a stretcher, man.
no, I don't.
He looks like he should be on a stretcher.
I don't stretch. I should be on a stretcher. It would be so much. It would be so much more peaceful.
But if you started complaining about the weather and your knee,
No.
you got to stay away from that territory because, like, Molly may run off, man. That's like the ultimate old man stuff. Like,
she's not going anywhere. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, she's not. Hey, she's not going anywhere.
I mean,
Okay.
I mean, there's things I wouldn't do, but I'm just saying that. Even if I did, I don't.
She's not going anywhere. Right? Is there no truth to that? Is that an old wives' tale? Oh my God, it's raining. My trick knee is acting
Barometric
up?
pressure, yeah,
Okay.
causes the knee to flare up.
Oh, so you're saying there is validity to it?
Sure. You got any pins and rods in there?
No pins and rods.
No.
But it's not the weather. I didn't say anything about the weather. Where'd you come up
No,
with that?
we did.
Hey guys,
I know.
how's the weather?
It's fucking tired of. I'm tired of rain and wind.
Lovely outside. My knee feels great.
It's beautiful. My knee's in full swing. That's great.
You can swing your knee
Oh, absolutely.
round and round.
Love will find a way. Just give it time. That's Rat, but two T's.
Actually, the Meat Purveyors did a cover of that song, and
that's
it's better than the Rat version.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Was the one that was there's a long-standing rumor that one of the guys from Rat was from Creve Core, but wasn't that just because he looked like a fucking dirtball?
I don't know. I never heard that. Matt, how have you been?
Real good.
Real good?
What? Kids are healthy. Happy wife.
Happy life, then.
Happy life.
Job
man.
going okay?
Yes, sir. 12 years. Because Jason and I think we were talking, maybe a week ago about when you and I crossed paths. And I was telling him it was when I first started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know he's tapping his finger, but it's Matt. I'm not gonna yell. I'm not gonna yell at Matt.
You better yell at him. I was thinking.
He could sit here and click a pen for 98 minutes, and I wouldn't say anything to him.
I sometimes forget that you guys knew each other first.
Yeah.
Before I knew you.
Sure.
And then I mentioned that we crossed paths at the dog park, I want to say, even.
In Morton?
Yes.
Yeah.
That Northwoods dog park.
Yeah.
What were you doing there?
You used to be able to take Rory to the dog park before she got raped there and attacked by two dogs. I could take her, and
You probably would have just got her, because I think we had just gotten Boomer.
No, I had her. Well, she was probably a year and a half, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, year and a half old.
But were you living in Morton at the time?
I lived on Meadows by what was the name of that bar? Bill and Mary's.
Oh yeah,
I lived
now
up
it's
by
like Meadows Avenue Tap or
I
something.
used to live up there, and so it wasn't that far to go to that
That wouldn't be
dog
bad.
park.
No.
And I love that dog park, and she used to have so much fun. I used to take my mom's dog, my mom's chocolate lab, and Rory. I'd take them both, and they'd have a great time. One time she got raped there, and that seemed to have a little bit of an effect. But then one time, this guy brought his two dogs in, and then went and sat in the car. And next thing you know, they had Rory in the corner and bit her.
Yeah, that's low rent. You gotta stay out there with the dog. Yeah, you bet.
What do you do in that situation when you see that happening? What do you do?
I just raced after him and was hollering and yelling, and as I was racing toward him, trying
the
to
dogs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at the
Do you
dogs.
kick him in the ribs? I would have kicked those dogs right in the fucking ribs.
By the time I got there, they had taken off.
But do you chase him down and then kick him in the ribs?
Well, no, you're worried about
Emphasis on kicking him in the ribs.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
You're worried about your dog right at that point.
Oh,
in
no
time.
doubt. Well, we had to quit taking Boomer, not because he was aggressive with other dogs, but, in not like teeth gnashing, all that, but he was the humper.
Oh yeah.
And it just got to a point where I had to explain it, and I couldn't really find the words.
Right. Well, you know how it kind of went into the woods, kind of like in the middle of
Yeah,
it, kind of
went way back. Yep.
There was heavy woods on one side, and it started to make. Well, it was like that. And she was probably 150, 200 yards away, and this dog just came up behind her, and it was like the slow motion. I was like, "Grrr," and like her face just turned, looked at me like, "Dad, what's going on?" And just. And by the time I got there, he was, obviously he was done.
He was done?
Well, yeah.
Mercy,
It doesn't
Lord.
take dogs a long time.
Wow.
They're not into cockling and holding each other.
I've never
Sorry.
cockled.
You never cockled anything? You're missing out. My thing is always, as a living thing, your job is to reproduce, almost at the very top.
Sure, yeah, it's
They have that pyramid of the hierarchy of needs, right?
Yeah.
But like
Maslow's.
yeah, right. But is one of those things reproducing? It's not, though.
No, it's
But
not.
it should be, because that's our instinctual thing, is to reproduce as a living thing.
Sure.
Yeah. It should be way up at the top. So when you have an animal,
The eggs in the milk are up at the very top.
eggs and milk, and then where's the grain?
grains are down at the bottom, I think.
No, that's
Grains used to be at the-
politics.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
politics. It's food politics.
Thank you.
That push the grain down.
meat,
Are we talking about the same pyramid?
You even listen to
Meat-
Rush Limbaugh?
meat and poultry,
Yeah, I'm eating poultry.
grains,
Yeah,
dairy,
fruit and vegetables.
The base of the pyramid is the
meat and potatoes.
now and laters.
Animals want to get it on, right?
We're animals. We want to get it on.
So what do you do when you have an animal and you're like, I don't want it to reproduce, so I take it and I get its gutty
Insides.
works chopped up.
Sure.
What do you do with an animal who doesn't know anything? He doesn't know how to work technology. He doesn't know anything. All he wants to do is eat and be loved and then reproduce.
Well, you cut their balls off if they're a male, and they shouldn't think about that all the time.
But
And
how fucked up is that, though, right? Like, what if you were a
I've
pet?
heard this one before, so
I've delivered this to him years ago,
Yeah.
but because this is on my mind. Like, animals want to have sex, right?
Sure.
They want to reproduce. So how do you rationalize that when having a pet and denying them that? What is? Because I would say I would love to open a business where dogs, it's like a dog brothel, where dogs come and just have sex, or cats come and have sex.
Do you call it the Rough Hotel?
I'll call it whatever the hell you want to call it.
Well,
Respond to me.
You're domesticating them. You're domesticating them, and so you don't
You and
want
I are
them to.
domesticated.
They're not feral. They're not feral. Mm-hmm. So you take their balls off to where they don't have that. But see, that doesn't really work either because Rory, she was fixed very early on,
Right.
And she always humped my leg whenever, like, I was like hugging Molly or something.
It's
She would
in
come
their
and hump.
DNA. They want it.
Right.
How?
But
how
they don't need it because I'm not going to stop them from fucking all the time.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Matt.
You
Having sex.
take the male dog and you take the female dog and you have them both fixed, right? Spayed and or neutered, but they still want to get it on.
But they don't as much.
But is a dog brothel a bad idea? Because dogs they want to have
full circle.
sex. That's just like they don't know what sex is. They just know that they want to do it, right? They want to reproduce. Matt almost refuses to look at me right now and does not want to chime in. Dog brothel.
I'm not saying I wouldn't.
I'm asking you to be a silent partner.
You'd read the brochure. You'd at least read the brochure, right, Matt?
I'd at least attend a few meetings.
You'd entertain the idea.
I would entertain it. I'd put up a little money up front, and then with some conditions.
It sounds.
I have conditions.
It sounds fucked up. But animals. It doesn't matter what animal it is. They want to reproduce.
Sure.
Right.
Right.
I don't know. I would love to give them an avenue to express that.
Do you think dolphins would attend this brothel? I'm told they mate for life. You know what I'm saying? Like they're pretty.
Dolphins will rape you given the opportunity. So you better be damn careful, sir.
Remember in
do I know.
the 50s or 60s when that scientist did the studies
Yeah,
with the dolphins
you
and
bet.
the girl started jacking him off, and then he got to the point where he was like,
well, Carl Sagan was the one who sponsored it all.
yeah,
What?
Yep.
yeah.
You bet he did.
Carl Sagan?
You bet he did. He was the one who actually got NASA, of all people, to be the ones that say, we want to talk to dolphins.
Space dolphins?
So he commissioned the project,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And then he shows up and he finds out that they've
This
been
girl's been jerking this dolphin.
this
off.
dolphin. And
I don't know any. Where did you guys learn about this? I don't know anything about this.
I learned it from watching the
Bestiality porn?
No, that
Did you,
that
Drunk
fake-
History?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Drunk
Drunk
History. You
History.
guys watch Drunk History?
I love Drunk History.
That's a
It's
pretty
good,
show.
but that's where you learned
It's a
about
good
this?
show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, mercy. There's got to be a newer episode. I've seen a lot of them. I don't remember anyone jerking off a dolphin, a sea mammal.
But who's the actor who plays Sagan? It's one of Jay's guys, and I can't remember.
I can't think of who it was.
He's from Anchorman for sure, and he tells
Paul Rudd?
not Paul Rudd.
Dave, Keckner?
No, he's an SNL guy. Unless
Dude,
Keckner's
Keckner's
an
an SNL guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember who it was. For
Steve
sure.
Carell was on SNL. Will Ferrell, obviously,
That
on
wasn't Will
SNL.
Ferrell.
Who else?
He's the guy who.
Chris Parnell.
Yes, it was Chris Parnell.
Okay, he was on Anchorman. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, yeah. And he.
Your poop, Ron. Your poop.
Yeah, that's him. So he would play Carl Sagan?
Yeah, he does a Carl Sagan rant about how he didn't tell NASA that they could spend all this money for him to jerk off dolphins.
I feel like you guys are just building the point for me. I want to get this dog/cat brothel. Any common household pet can come to my brothel, and they can relieve
Here's the
themselves.
problem: is who is going to be in charge of the contraceptives for the female dogs and cats?
No,
because obviously you're only going to house female dogs and cats because
Who's the Price is Right guy?
I'm not going to be like a
Bob
pimp.
Costas?
Bob Newhart. Bob Barker. Which is funny because his name is Barker, like a dog.
Bob
Dog
Costas.
police, am I right, guys?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to have a stable of bitches in my brothel. It's just going to be empty, clean rooms,
How
privacy.
did we get here?
kind of like that swingers place in Galesburg. I want to check out.
Yeah. I'm not going to have like dogs at the ready that just be rammed all
Okay,
day.
so you're providing a place,
Okay, this is how I see it.
not a service. You're providing a place.
Yes, I have a
An
website.
environment, if you will.
Yeah.
I have a website, and you go to the website, and you can upload, you can create a profile with your animal and pictures of the animal, right? And then other people will do that, and then you can say, oh, we could match with this one, or we could match with it'd be like a dog Tinder. We did that as a bit at IBWIP years ago called Barker, right? Speaking of Bob Barker, we had a Barker. It was a pet.
Dating app
Speaking
for
of Bob
animals.
Costas, yeah.
But I would house it, okay? And you could say, oh, you know what? My dog has been fixed. It needs to relieve itself. It's got a lot of this pent up sexual energy.
All right.
I will take it to this place. We've matched up with this other profile,
And you might choose the jungle room or like
Yeah.
the honeymoon suite
or the NASA Carl Sagan room. That's right.
the Roman bath.
The Roman bath?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
What do you mean you don't know what a Roman bath is?
When I think of like a bathhouse or something,
Right,
I think,
that's what I'm saying.
I think about like Russian guys or something.
I
That's what
think of Romans.
Okay. Lend me your ear. But that's what I would say. You match up with someone online. You have a schedule, and you come, and then we have this.
Literally.
Well, very, very. No one said it was a classy show, but you schedule a time where these animals can come,
And they pay a fee.
They pay a small fee. Yeah, and at the end, I come in with a hose.
Yeah, but every room has a drain in the middle of it.
Oh, absolutely. I have a plumber on retainer.
Now,
I gotta clean up the dog loads again.
is there any kind of I'm sorry, Matt. I'm trying to
I don't know
behave.
how we got here.
You don't know how we got the dog load?
So would you have
normal way.
Would you have like puppy
How
bounce?
do we always get to dog load? Every time!
Would you have like puppy police and like kitty cops?
We'd have to ID them. We'd have to flip them over on their back like a GD turtle
Well-
and make sure they have their scars from whether they're spayed or neutered.
You have to make sure they had their rabies shot, so they have to send like when we used to get
circle, dot, dot.
Wait, tags. They gotta have
They
their
have,
tags.
yeah, they got to be tagged. Like, even if you would take like Rory to PetSmart to get her nails done,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have to have a current rabies on file.
Yep, we gotta check all your tags. We gotta check make sure you've been spayed and or neutered.
Make sure you got no skin tags
Yep, no skin.
down there in the bottom parts.
Yep, absolutely.
Jason,
and then you're
those are
good to
nipples.
We can take care of those for you right now if you want.
Right.
Anyway, I think it's a great idea. I don't know about you guys. A dog brothel.
I don't know what the
I've already wired you some money.
I don't.
Great, perfect. You will be sorry. Is it a crazy idea? Providing a place and an organized and clean atmosphere for dogs to get together to relieve their most primal instincts.
I don't think enough people are going to go. I mean, you're not going
I
to.
feel like lawmakers are going to get involved.
Yeah, and
eventually.
you're not
There's
gonna-
going to be some new virus or disease
or a
that's
tax or something.
Sure.
This brings on Armageddon.
Cat sex tax. Cat sex
We
tax.
create some sort of super canine feline virus that brings on the Armageddon.
UTI, yeah. Some STI, yeah.
STIDOG. That's right. All right. Very good, everyone. Let's move along.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captains have turned on the fasten seatbelt sign.
It almost makes me want to call a place like PetSmart or something now to ask about dog brothels. I don't know. I don't. The past two episodes I've been stymied on who to call. I don't know.
Sure.
They've probably got a canned answer. They probably get that one pretty often.
Oh yeah, a lot of brothel questions for animals. Who do you think we should call today? Do you know we've been calling people for a while?
I was here one of the last times you called.
Oh yeah, we've since called that person Brittany from.
You mentioned
Pure
you called her
Romance.
more than once, yeah.
Yeah, so she's a regular now on the show. Whether
She
doesn't know it.
She has no idea.
Yeah.
For her.
And I don't think Amanda used Molly's name to as like a because Molly didn't get anything extra.
And she didn't call me back either.
Well,
Amanda
she's
never
at a
called back.
wedding.
It was a Monday. Oh, she's got a wedding on a Monday?
Well, maybe this is a bachelor party or something.
Man, I was watching CBS Sunday Morning the other day, and it said a rising trend, not crazy popular, but a rising trend is saying, hey, I'm a guy, and here's a lady, and we're having a party. Mm-hmm. Come to the party. And everyone comes to the party and said, oh, surprise, it's a wedding. Have you heard of these surprise weddings?
First time.
Okay. What do you think about a surprise wedding idea? Obviously,
Do the bride and the groom know?
they do know.
I think it would be a shitty way to. You wouldn't get very many presents.
That's honestly at the end of it. They said something about presents. And I was like, that's right. They
You
wouldn't get
guys
a lot of
talked about
presents.
like what kind of economies we grew up in. Like
Sure.
we made some cash on our wedding 12 years ago.
But how
I'm not
much did the
kidding,
wedding
man.
cost? You don't have to give me
Sure, that's
numbers.
fa- no,
but did
that's
it
fair.
balance out?
It covered the better part of it. Our
Yeah.
investment, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But I'm with Blake. Like, if folks don't know, they're not just going to bring like
Right. Oh, I'm just going to a party. I'm going to bring a mixer.
Well, maybe that's a good way. People feel so pressured to provide a gift at that point, but there was no registry. There was no prior knowledge that they just get out their checkbooks and start writing cash.
Oh, there you
in.
go. Cause cash was where it was at.
Yeah,
No doubt.
or I mean, it is possible. Like you could give them. You could go to Vistaprint and you could get cards made. And as people are leaving your party, be like, "Oh, don't forget here. This is where we're registered."
Okay, so you're saying there's still
late
the
presents.
opportunity for
Late
presents.
presents. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to get ideas for my wedding is all.
Yeah. Right. That's not
It's
going
gonna be surprised. You won't even know about
I
it.
won't even know what's happening.
Turns out you're married.
Do what?
What? But I got a podcast to do tonight.
Am I going to get married someday? Blake, am I going to get married? Someday will I get married, you think? Oh my God, he's having an aneurysm right now. He's writing something on the sheet. He's gonna say something. He's gonna write something that I can't say out loud on the show. Oh boy, I would really like to call someone. I don't know who to call. I almost want to call my sister. What's that last word? Ansu?
It's a good shot at answer.
Oh, my answer.
I was trying to be in a hurry.
I mean,
All right, we're fine. We'll put that away.
W's and R's are hard.
that made you mad. Why are you mad?
I'm not mad.
Oh.
I would think that my sister got married. Like
I love your sister. She's so much fun to be around.
she's married.
No, I'm saying I love her. Like, God damn it. Why does everything always gotta be like that?
No, she got married like on an island somewhere on a boat, and then just came back here and had a party.
Yeah, that's what we did in
They've
Vegas.
been married almost as long as.
Yeah, they got married in September of 5, I believe.
Gosh, they've been married longer than we have. Oh my gosh,
About 2 years, maybe.
2 years, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because this will be 12 for you coming up.
12
right?
in October.
Yeah.
You
Wow.
bet. You
That's
bet.
awesome.
Cheers.
I guess. I mean,
That's just my
if
question.
you want to be happy and have the love of your life, I mean, go ahead.
Blake's being angry makes Blake happy. We discussed that before.
I
I'm
wouldn't say
just watching his nonverbals.
I don't think
right
I don't think I'm an angry person. Do you think I'm an angry person? I think of myself as like a doubter. I like a frowner. You know what I mean? Like
You're a grower, not a shower.
Are we still
Matt-
talking about
Matt's here.
Yeah, we are. Whatever you're going to say, yes. That's what we're talking
what would
about.
Molly say?
Oh, she would say a grower for sure.
No, not that.
I thought that's what she meant.
I had that one coming.
I thought that's what. What do you think she would say about my personality?
Sure.
I have no idea. I think she would. I don't have any idea.
Oh, boy. Today we discuss the pilot episode of American Family from the year of our Lord 2000 plus 7. Great year.
Great year.
2007.
Yep.
How old was I? How old were you?
I was 26.
So I was 32.
You're always good at math. You know what Blake's good at? Like taking
Adding
in
6
number,
to whatever.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So 32. So me and Carrie Ann would have been. Wait, how long ago was that?
You're asking me like I know. I don't know.
32. I'm 44. That's 12 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So me and Carrie Ann were just about ready to get divorced.
Very
so
good. So a great year for the Roses.
it was a great year.
Yeah.
Once I got out of the funk, it was funky town.
Boy, what I was going to say seems a little opportunistic. That was the year we got married.
Oh, sorry.
No. I would feel like I should apologize to you, sir.
Why?
It feels kind of one-upsmanship. It felt a little,
I thought you were going to say something about a dog brothel, but that's my idea.
No, Matt was going to go, that's the year I got married, and I'm happily married still, and I love my wife, and she loves me, and I don't pay child support. And I was like, fuck me, right?
Yeah, that's what he was getting at.
I didn't even have to say all that.
You're so intuitive.
Yeah.
Well, you are a shower.
Yeah.
Or a grower.
Either way.
So it's not 2007 right now. And this is one of those ones where it's like, it doesn't seem that long ago. But gosh darn it, it was 12 years ago.
Yeah, 12 years ago is a long time.
So we have to go back to 2007.
In our minds.
And to do so, we talk about things that happened that year, right?
Right,
Because right now, it's things happen then that
Sure.
aren't happening now.
right. And Matt, I don't know.
I love that he gets how stupid that phrase is and enjoys it.
What am I supposed to do with that?
like
Well,
most
I know what I'm supposed to do with it. As soon as he says that phrase, I've got something I've got to do.
Well,
I feel like
most of our guests like take that in and they're just like, oh, they either like I'm not paying attention or they're idiots.
Don't care.
But he gets it.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
I'm fine tuned, but
Yeah, because in 2007, we didn't have some of the things that we have nowadays in 2019.
Very true.
Okay?
Count them down.
even that's borderline ridiculous.
What do you mean?
have you ever heard the show before? Every canned phrase.
Not only have I
is-
heard it, I flew it into a mountain.
Oh, we got to ask about that. That's something I want to ask about. We'll do that later.
In 2007, we didn't have urethane bowling balls. Okay?
True.
We did not have Lysol. A lot of people don't think about it. We didn't have Lysol.
Where's that coming from? Did you look into that, or is that
He's not the only
clean
one.
conscious?
He's not the only one that does stuff.
Can I say we had Pine Sol?
Yeah, but we didn't have Lysol.
Right.
I mean, 'cause you sprayed on people and they tell the truth.
Yeah.
And two more things.
What's going on?
We didn't have Bengay and we didn't have Band-Aids.
I got a Bengay story.
I know. Is that when you're running and you went?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've told that story on the show before. You
Well, it was
the
different. Was this the one where? Well, no. Was this
chafing?
one where the lady asked for it from me, at an aid station? I was-
an aid station. What?
AIDS at an aid station?
I understand you volunteer and stuff, but come on,
Yeah.
don't put yourself at risk.
Clean needles. Just talk to Tim. Did you know Tim owns a building that supplies clean needles to people?
Does he still own it? I thought he sold it.
Remember when we were in San Francisco, Jay, and we were literally taking steps over syringes on the ground?
Yeah, I remember like being like in fifth grade, and then again like freshman year of high school, they have a police officer come and said, "I will teach you the DARE program."
Scare you straight.
And they'll give you a booklet, and they're like, "Hey, you can see. Look at all these needles on the street. I've never seen that fucking shit." And then I go to San Francisco, and there it is, right on the street.
Sure
there.
enough.
I was at Walgreens the other day, and I go to put my cigarette out because how like a lot of they have those dumpsters, and the top of it they have like an ashtray thing.
It's like public garbage can.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it's a public garbage can, and then the top of it, instead of like a cigarette like logo, it's got a needle and like a circle with a line through it. Like, don't put your needles in this ashtray. I was like, that's weird, but now I was like, oh, I'm at Pekin.
Oh, so okay. I thought you were going to say that it was more of a needle
No,
depository.
but
it says no
it was
needles.
saying don't put your needles in this. It's
Okay.
not a needle depository.
Thank you.
Suppository.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It doesn't work on this microphone.
We haven't had you on since you had hosted an episode.
I don't think so.
How did you find that experience? Because you won a contest to host Couch Pies, and thank God Almighty, Blake and I had a week off.
You guys needed a week off,
Thank
right?
you.
Yeah. You
Did we
really
look
did.
refreshed?
It's starting to show. Yeah, Blake was starting to unravel.
I think we're going to do another one of those. What do you think? You want to do another contest where you have two other people do it?
Sure, that works for me.
A lot of fun.
You and Kevin hosted an
I
episode.
think, but I only think Matt and Kevin will be the ones that only want to play.
We're coming back.
We'll find two other people. It's fine.
Kevin's asked me a bunch. Yeah,
to do what? To do that again?
to do it again. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's not going to happen. you had your time. All right, it's going to be someone else probably. How did you find that experience?
For the record, Kevin asked me. Go ahead.
Who did you like doing that? How did you find the experience?
I had a lot of fun with it. It was challenging. I remember walking into and thinking like mooshing these
Bushins.
Bush the Bushin.
Yeah.
Moosh the Bushin. It's Moosh the Bushin.
I am the one
God damn
who
it.
brought the phrase to the table. It was my daughter's stepbrother or half brother that said it. It's Bush the Bushin.
But I've always said Moosh the Bushin.
I don't give a shit what you said.
Well, at least I'm not like completely word for word copying off of you. I'm saying Moosh the Bushin.
Fine. Mush the Bush.
I don't know what your problem is. The last like 3 episodes, you had like a chip on your shoulder.
I'm
like
pissed.
you're pushing me. You're pushing me.
Well, I tell you
Can I-
what, you and I are building to something that
Can I
think
interject
is going to
before
be explosive.
before it gets there? But folks
Calmer heads. Let's prevail.
Well, maybe no. I wouldn't be. My question's a little more provocative. I think
Ooh,
because
take
I
your shirt
would-
off.
Lace.
You heard
Nothing.
him. You heard him, Blake.
Yes, I've worn women's panties. Oh wait, that wasn't the question.
Oh boy. No, it's like I didn't get any constructive criticism on the other side of this, and I was wanting some. I didn't ask it because I didn't want, but like
From who? Us?
anybody.
I think we said
I didn't listen to it.
No. Like criticism. We got a lot of pats on the back, and that was all well and good. But we flew that at times straight into a mountain. Kevin,
there was turbulence, but I thought you did for
I thought it was interesting that the episode that you and Kevin did together, where you stayed a lot to what we have already kind of laid down, our format, but you did add your own twist. I was kind of expecting you guys to go a completely different way, but you kind of stayed on course, though what we built over the years, but then had your twist on it. That's how I saw it anyway.
a respectful twist.
Yeah.
But I do think first of all, you had like an hour and a half pilot, which is rough.
Yeah.
And then we had the 10-minute rule, but you refused to use the 10-minute rule.
There's no chance. We said early on, that was one of the first things we said. There was no chance that we were doing a 10-minute.
We abide by it, and we fail on 22-minute pilots with it, so it's fine. And we'll fail today because
Start talking about Pearl Jam.
Anyway, that was fun. That was a really cool experiment, and I think we're gonna do it again.
Excellent.
With some other participants, I
Sure.
think. So that'll come in the future. Let's see.
It's not as easy as it looks, is it?
No, it's not.
Matt.
Heck no.
Okay, thank you. That's all I needed to hear.
2000 plus 7. July 1st, smoking in England is banned in all public indoor spaces. With the ban already in force in Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland, this means it is illegal to smoke in indoor public places anywhere in the UK. Australia implements a similar ban.
So Chris Tuckley and Dee Dee were the first ones to really experience
They're
this.
really affected in 2007 by this ban.
And to be honest with you, I don't mind that I can't smoke at a bar.
As a smoker, yes.
As a smoker, I don't mind that I can't smoke at a bar or a restaurant. To be honest with you, I don't want to eat and smoke at the same time. I don't want the smell. And in a bar, I enjoy like going out into the smoking room and having a cigarette in between drinks. You know what I mean? And socializing because you don't have all the people talking, and you know what I mean. It's so
that is an interesting thing where you almost appreciate the fact that you are not smoking and eating in the same place, but rather can communalize with people with a similar interest.
Sure.
Okay. Because that happened. That's all over the place now.
Right.
There's always these like smoking tents or outdoor areas.
Sure. Beer gardens.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
But you don't.
Jeez.
Oh my god. When we were growing up, though, it was like,
You
hey,
can smoke anywhere. You can smoke in a hospital for
smoking
Christ's
or
sake.
non-smoking section.
Yeah. Section.
But you don't want to. You don't like that.
No, I don't like that. I don't. I would even say like at a hotel, a non-smoking room. I would take a non-smoking room every day, even though I'm a smoker. And I'll go outside. I'll walk down. I'll go down the hall, down 3 floors on the elevator, and then I will do that because
Common courtesy.
common courtesy. And to be honest with you, I don't really like the stank that it leaves anyway.
The other day I went to the Peoria Riverfront Museum, and they were playing old movies, and I saw Jaws on the IMAX screen.
Okay.
And Roy Schneider's kid, the shark swims right next to him, and like he's in shock, so they take him to the hospital. And the mayor comes to the hospital, lights up a cigarette.
Yeah. My grandfather, that's where he learned to smoke. It was in the hospital in Chicago.
He learned to smoke in a hospital.
Yeah, because he started, because he was there for a really, really long time.
Yeah.
And they had ashtrays, and so he was 9, I think. Mm-hmm. And so he started taking the butts out of the ashtrays and smoking them, and the nurses felt bad for him, so they started bringing in packs of cigarettes.
Wow.
But they also started bringing in books, and they taught him how to read. So he did learn to read.
Wow.
Yeah.
What an interesting
He learned to
idea.
read and learned to smoke. So the 2 things that killed him. Cigarettes and literature.
Matt, you like the occasional cigar, is that right?
Oh, it's been a long time, but I did actually, believe it or not, I have a friend who smokes a pipe. He's like our age, and
Is he a hipster?
kind of maybe.
Who is it? Is it Andy?
No, not a, he, not with the
Oh, because he's got a heart condition.
yeah, not with the heart.
Yeah.
He's got, but the cigar, I did a whiskey and cigar night when we graduated college at U of I. I was not ready for that.
It's a lot, right?
It was a ton.
Yeah, it's
I
like-
mean, I guess what I'm not saying is that we had a ton of whiskey, but even just the little we had paired with this cigar,
Sure.
that was
Yeah,
that was a lightheaded experience.
Yeah, if you're not a smoker and you do a cigar, I mean that's a lot longer trip, and it's a lot more.
It's like smoking 10
there
cigarettes,
was
right?
there was some nausea involved. I'm
I
pretty sure.
believe it.
Yeah.
All right, July 19th, TV drama Mad Men debuts starring John Hamm, Elizabeth Moss, and Vincent Kartheiser on cable network AMC. What do you think about that? You ever see Mad Men?
I didn't, but I knew folks that wouldn't miss it.
I never watched it either.
I watched the first episode. I didn't hook me.
Because
I'm
you,
not
don't
a
like- 'cause
John-
you don't like martinis,
It's because I don't like martinis is why.
or do you don't like easy women?
I didn't say that. I just said I didn't like martinis.
Oh.
I'm not a John Hamilton. Ham?
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 You're not,
Ham.
2 M's?
you're not a ham man?
I'm not a ham man.
Are you a ham man?
It's too salty.
Yeah. What do you like? What's your preferred meat of choice?
To be honest with you, I will take
Good turkey leg?
a T-bone all day.
John T-Bone?
John T-bone all day.
Yeah, people keep saying this is one of like the best written shows ever of all time. I couldn't get into it. I think I need to go back and try it again.
I don't know what. Yeah.
Dog brothel.
That would be hard.
What do you think he's doing on his phone over there, Matt?
Probably Googling dog brothel.
I think he's Googling dog boner.
Google imaging. I'm setting up a date with my wife right after this.
July
if
20
if we could hurry this along.
Well,
I'll go to the
here-
Moose.
Are you going to the Moose after this?
Are you really?
That's what my wife said.
Wait, are you working tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, you're dead. July 26th, the 40th annual San Diego Comic-Con International opens at San Diego Convention Center. You got a word for this, right?
Nerd.
That's exactly right. Have you ever been to any kind of these conventions before?
I went to a vape convention. Me and Biggie did go to a vape convention. I took it down and threw it away.
You threw it away?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it was all gross looking. I don't know.
You had like a VIP pass here because
Sure.
you were like, weren't you one of the voting judges on vape juices?
Yeah.
And you threw away your thing?
Yeah.
Oh, bummer. Okay. You had to hang it up here for a long time.
Yeah. And it got yellow and weird looking.
All right. Well, like an old SNES, huh?
Huh?
Super Nintendo.
Nerd.
Sega Genesis.
Nerd.
I've never been to a con. I guess my brother's thing. I guess counts as a con.
That's the one. I mean, what, like 2 months ago that we were at?
My brother's second annual video game convention.
Yeah.
Good turnout?
Yes, I think he had almost 800 people show up.
That's
And like
awesome.
40 vendors. It was
That's
It
awesome.
was packed.
Did you know what? Do you know what happened with that?
Well, I didn't know if yes, because you shared it with me. But
Oh, did I tell you?
You did.
Oh, I don't know if I got the follow up, but my brother he met with the city and they said we want to buy this convention from you, and so they're gonna like pay him out, but also have him work the next one to help them
Learn to do
get
how to
together.
Transition. Yeah.
But they're gonna transition from that Ramada Inn to like that big arena that they have, and they're gonna have it there next
The
year.
Grossenger Arena, the motor arena.
Motorsports, yeah, whatever it is, yeah.
We were
That's
just
cool.
at that. We were
That's
there
awesome.
in February. Yeah.
And he's like, you know what? It's a lot of work to do it, so I'd be glad to sell it off. But I hope he got a good deal out of it. I don't know. I gotta ask him.
Yeah.
Anyway, interesting.
Cool. That's cool.
Oh, that was cool. Anyway, Matt, do you know why we chose to watch American Family?
Oh, no, I watched it and I was asking myself,
I swear to God, if you say dog brothel and steal my idea, I'm going to lose my mind.
The city wants to
wouldn't
buy
do that
your.
to you.
The city
Yeah.
wants to buy your dog brothel idea.
It's been a lot of work.
the
getting
city
that.
just called Jason.
All Creep Corps just called and said, "This is perfect. We're going to tear down the Dollar General and put this up."
You never, ever tear down a Dollar General.
Those things are cash cows.
We, if it wasn't so late,
They're
we
building
should
one in
call.
Washburn.
We should call.
Supposedly, they're.
We should call Dollar General right now.
We should call the city.
We should call PetSmart and say, "I'm from Las Vegas. I was wondering if there's a dog brothel local." All right, Matt was
Well, I do have a
gonna
date
let us
plan.
know what's up.
Well, it had to be. Well, let's see what order. I'll start with. It had to be free.
Yep.
Had to be available online, and it must not have had more than one episode. Huh?
I think Matt's the only guy that I would be disappointed if he didn't know. Not
Sure.
only because he's a frequent guest, but because he's hosted an episode too.
And there's expectations whenever Matt is around.
Most of the time, when people will belt out all three of the requirements, I'm surprised and elated. But with him, there's an no offense, Matt, but there's
I
an
get it.
expectation.
I get it. I walk
in
around
place.
with walking expectations.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're
Get
probably
some cream for that.
Oh yeah. But like those guy.
Well,
Do you
that's what.
Do you have any leftover cream? Do you have some cream for him?
I'm always up for a good cream.
Cream him.
Cream meat, Blake.
Oh, wait. Let me stop laughing and say it again so I can isolate it.
Let's get a clean one.
What, a clean wheeze?
Clean wheeze. That's all right.
That's what I'm going to call him. That's going to be
It's right after Shark
street
Week,
name
isn't
is
it?
Clean Wheeze.
First you got Shark Week, then you have Clean Wheeze. You can find the entire episode of American Family by subscribing to Couch Pilots in SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes, or go to YouTube. Matt?
You'll know what to do, too.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff, please.
To the skies. There's DSJ.
Love that guy. We have not talked about him in forever.
He joined us on our flight.
Yeah, he did.
He did. We let him on board. He actually, I think...
We would have never done that.
Well, he ran into the... He was trying to run
into the engine?
He almost ran straight. We had it, like the engine's going. And he ran into the body of the plane. And,
That's why...
Kid's nuts.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Kid or senior citizen. I don't know how old he is. One of those things, he is nuts.
Ageless wonder.
Summary of the pilot. A family puts up a front to convince their surrounding neighbors that they are a calm, cool, and collected clan.
D-.
D-. Wow, D-?
Yeah. There's nothing... They were not trying to be calm, cool, and collective. That is not what I would say describes what they're trying to do.
Matt, whenever we have someone on, we force them to rate the pilot at the end, but this is a rating of the summary. A, B, C, D, F. What do you give that that summary?
This is rare air because this usually only goes to Blake in my experience for a rating of the summary. I feel like this is his corner.
You don't have to.
I guess I don't have
to.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I don't know that I have an educated opinion here on the subject. But
Matt, you're a lot smarter than I do. If I can rate it, you can.
What did you
rate
give
it.
this? A D-?
Yeah.
Can you run it by me one more time? I think it was short.
Good God.
A family puts up a front to convince their surrounding neighbors that they are a calm, cool, and collected clan.
Yeah. See, having watched it now,
right.
I would disagree. C-.
C-. Okay. An unfavorable review of the summary. That's fine. But those are interesting facts.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Interesting Facts.
You don't know what hard times are, Daddy.
And hard times are Jason scouring the internet to find facts about this show that you may not know. While he is telling these facts, please don't taint anyone else's experience. Woo! Keep your opinions to yourself. Jason, hit it or quit it.
Thank you very much. I'm a little spoiler alert to later. This is a ghost of a pilot. This was a hard scrabble look, scouring situation. There is not a lot of information out there about American Family.
Okay.
Stars Ashley Rickards as Julia Bogner. You may know her from MTV's Awkward and One Tree Hill.
Never saw either one of them.
I never saw either one either. Awkward, a very popular MTV show that ran for a few years, and she was the star of it.
I don't recognize it.
Yep, me neither.
One Tree Hill, I think, was maybe a CW program, and I think Lori Loughlin was involved with that.
It sounds like a Seventh Heaven kind of show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was on WWB.
Dubba. Yeah, that's exactly right. Also stars Rachel Spector as Amy Foster. I believe this was the neighbor girl. Known for such projects as Prom Night, The House Bunny, and Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Did you watch that show?
I started to watch Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. I think I watched the first 2 or 3 seasons.
I remember you like really singing its praises.
Well, yeah, because at the beginning it was pretty good, and the lead girl on there, the brown hair girl.
But it was a show that was like nothing else was like it on TV at the time, right?
I would say it was like a musical, like it was kind of like a musical sitcom.
Have you heard of this, Matt?
No.
Crazy Ex-Girlfriend?
No. First time.
The girl that wrote it, the lead girl, she was smoking hot, but then it just got to be full of itself, and I guess it didn't make sense. Like they told a story, and the story was over, and then but they had to they got renewed, so they're like trying to come up with other stories, and it wasn't as good.
Gotcha.
I got you.
Hey, Twitter responses.
Twitter responses. I wonder Jason got some Twitter responses.
No, this is the second week in a row for...
Last episode I didn't even sing it.
I don't think we did it last episode. But there was nothing then either. That's a show in the 90s. People are still alive. This show 2007. People are still alive. No one's responding.
Nobody gives a fuck.
Why do you? What do you think Tim's problem was from the last program that he couldn't give us some insights on how to have a successful podcast?
I think he's just keeping it for himself.
Yep.
Like he's got an algorithm of some kind.
Yep.
And it's either two things. Either he's got an algorithm that he just doesn't want to give away.
Yep, that's
or
it.
he's buying downloads.
Or he's what?
Buying downloads.
Is that a thing?
It used to be.
Do you think that we should have kicked his ass?
No, I don't think it's. I don't think we should.
You know what? I don't like to go against you very much,
no,
but I think
but
we
you
should
were-
have kicked his fucking ass when he was here.
I mean, I'm not about violence. That's
I am.
one of the big
What's
things.
the enmity towards
Yeah,
Tim here?
He has information that would help us succeed that he's keeping for
that
himself.
he's
and
holding on
if we
to?
would kick his ass, then
He has a
I see.
very successful podcast
Yes.
about a completely stupid subject.
And he knows it's stupid.
Yeah.
And he agrees that we have the far superior podcast. And he even brought religion into it by saying that he listens to this show religiously.
But yeah, he won't tell us how we can't be good.
Yeah.
Did.
Does he see sees you as competing for the same
Oh
audience?
no! It's a completely different audience.
Next time we see Tim, and Tim, I know you're listening, I'm gonna kick your ass. This is an open threat of violence to Tim. Okay?
So you want me
Okay.
to?
Do you guys plan on editing
No, not at
any
all.
of this?
No, we've never done that. Well, maybe a little bit. Oh, he's having a hell of a time over there. I don't. Last time we have a revelation. Last time, Matt, that Blake hates the commercials and the sponsorships that I play in the middle of the program. I don't have one this week either. I really try to tailor them to the guest, but I couldn't.
I'm not sure.
But-
He can't handle too much more right now. Actually,
I kind of thought. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I made a suggestion last week that this is a part of the show where we do an aviation question for the guest, because obviously we're having guests on every time now for the rest of our lives.
he loves us. It's okay, Blake.
You want it just to be you and me?
He
Huh?
does. It's okay.
No, I don't want it to be me. And I've said this to you. I don't want it to be me and you all the time. But I think like 10, 12 consecutive shows with guests
Awesome, right?
takes away from. We miss out on a lot of stuff.
Like like what?
Origin story stuff goes out the window, and we don't want to, you don't go there. And I think that's why people used to listen. Is because of the origin story.
Oh, okay. So you feel like you've cracked the code on why people listen, and we're going directly against that. I've never had any kind of recollection or idea of why
Origin
people.
story. What do you mean
I
by?
think people enjoy the backstory.
He likes to get into our mythology, and
Right.
And once we don't have anything else to talk about of what happened in our daily lives. We get into
Deeper waters.
we get into the mythology of couch pilots, right?
Cow pilots.
Cow pies. The Cow Pies podcast.
Hey, can't wait.
So okay, an idea I did have was we should call a local radio station and request to hear Bush, but then I was like, I don't know how to do that. That's the
Do you,
thing I
think
came up
do you
with.
think they'd honor that, or that like they'd have
105.7 The X Rocks.
No, but no radio stations don't have people there anymore. It's all
robots.
It's all robots and pre-recorded stuff.
To, we'll ask the robot. to
Except
play
the
Bush.
morning shows.
That's right. Can we talk to a robot?
Yeah.
You sure can. What would you like to know?
Forget it. All right, let's break down the pilot. I'm going to set the clock for 10 minutes, even though Kevin and Matt hate that rule. We're going to do it.
We're not alone. I don't mean to cast aspersions.
Of the 47 people that listen to the show, you think
of 3 of them, 3 of them hate it.
You're being generous.
Oh, we're not alone.
Okay, so let's break down American Family. I'll start us off this time. How about that? Welcome to Lowland Heights. It's one of the top 2,000, I think they said, places to live in America. And the Bogners have just moved in, and they're living there above their means.
What a handsome family, though.
Oh, a bunch of handsome folks.
Mr. Bogner is the narrator. He's setting up the scene.
Yeah.
And he in the intro, there's no song or jingle or anything. It's him giving the backstory of how they're living beyond their means and how they got to where they are.
Yep.
And his name is Larry, correct?
Yep.
Cause Larry Appleton.
Those are perfect strangers. So yeah, they used to live in a cruddy town. I think later they call it Slocum Point.
Yeah, so it's like Creve Coeur.
And, absolutely. And he says that the dad there, he works for a shopping mall developer, and wife Nancy, she's the rock of the family.
She's the glue, the rock and the glue.
Yep.
Yeah, she. They have 3 kids. Freshman Julia, and
14.
A 10-year-old named Caleb.
11-year-old, he's Caleb. Yeah,
10 or 11 is fine.
I think he's 11.
All right, and then Will, he's the 5-year-old, and he's a real sensitive kid. He's the cool kid.
He needs a life preserver to take a piss.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Is your boy potty trained now?
Well, he will certainly take himself, but he will announce what it is that he needs to
That's
go
fine. I mean,
accomplish.
does it
and
sound
then
like
he'll
this?
he kind of wants company, but then
Here, reenact it for us.
Yeah, do an impression of Cameron saying
I have to go.
I love that Cameron.
I love that kid.
That kid is.
That kid. Don't ask me what I do for that kid.
His one-liners.
Don't ask me.
His one-liners are great.
Hold on, did you hear what he just said? Don't ask me what I do for that kid. I think he's. What's the worst thing he could do? Like murder somebody. I think he would murder a person.
Yeah,
I'm not above that.
yeah. If my son asked me to murder somebody, I probably would.
No questions asked.
Well, I mean, there would be a questionnaire.
I'd carp.
You need to fill out a questionnaire.
Wait, who fills out the questionnaire?
No, I write the questionnaire. My son fills it out as to why he wants me to kill this person.
And then you laminate it, right?
And then you put it in a milk
No,
folder.
there wouldn't be a questionnaire. I'd just carpet bomb something. So yeah.
Good lord.
I've listened to enough true crime podcasts that I'm pretty sure I could get away with murder.
Oh, there you go.
Oops! I probably shouldn't have said that.
There was a whole TV show about getting away with murder. I can't remember what that was called. There's narration around throughout the entire program.
Yeah, in the beginning, Larry is very, very happy with the fact that him and his wife, they have sex every Sunday night.
Right after Desperate Housewives.
Yeah, and
right?
he's like, and that's good. He says that's good enough for me, or something like that. I'm like,
look,
I'm giving this pilot a 1.
Is that something we get into? How many times a week?
Am I having sex?
Yeah.
I would say I'm at current state. I'm probably having sex once every 2 weeks.
Once every 2 weeks.
Maybe.
I'm not going to ask Matt, but he can throw up a finger if he wants to. A number of fingers if he wants. He doesn't have to. Oh my God, he thinks through 10 times a week? Good Lord.
I don't kiss and tell.
I know he does.
Do you notice how he's all like suave? He's like, I don't get. He like all of a sudden became like the 70s, like John Travolta's like, I don't kiss and tell. You know?
John Travolta being a gay man is a bad example.
I've challenged that on
Saturday
this
Night
show.
Fever, he wasn't.
I've challenged that on this show. See, I didn't know that was just out there.
Blake, John Travolta, gay, right?
I don't know. I'm assuming so.
I mean,
he's a Scientologist. We've already gotten into this.
Is he married? He's married?
He's been married to, what's her name, Carrie Preston or something?
By the way, gay people can get married now.
I get that.
Matt said he's having sex so often he's having sex right now.
Who said that?
All right, whatever.
I had to put one of those microphone cones on his dick so it
Good
wouldn't thump.
Lord.
We've derailed.
Sorry.
So Larry's work brought in a new boss. That's Shooter McGavin from Happy Gilmore. As Christopher McDonald, I think is his name. And the boss does not like Larry. And Larry's like, I'll try to make a good impression. So he goes to introduce himself while Mr. Pratt is his name. He's taking a piss, and the boss ends up shaking his hand with the
hand that he was holding his dick. That was
When did now I'm going to save that. But what was that? When did Along Came Polly?
When that come out? Oh,
polyamory, that came out. That was years
Around
they've been doing
that time.
polyamory.
Okay.
I mean, if you look back in history, polyamory has happened for just centuries.
Yeah. I don't think that's what he's asking
Hold
about.
on now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Next, you have this. It should be mentioned that this pilot is not unlike. What was that one we saw when Amanda was here with the girl from Cheers? It's the woman who's having a Dear Diary. Was it called Dear Diary?
Yeah, it was. Dear Diary.
Okay, that was moving a mile a minute. This is also moving very fast paced.
Oh,
I have
quick.
a ton of notes here. It jumps from scene to scene. The next one is Caleb. The child who's 11 is peeping on the neighbor girl getting undressed next door.
He's got the binoculars out and he's looking, but then there is a big, huge branch in the way. He can't see her breasts.
Yep.
Jason, did you ever spy on a older girl in the neighborhood to try to see something?
Kind of. Yeah, I had a babysitter before I knew what like the sexual
Sure.
stuff was. I was probably like 7 or something. I remember having a girl next door who may have been a babysitter actually, and like I was like, yeah, I remember her. I remember like not like peeping on her,
Sure.
but like seeing her. I'm like, oh, there's something is happening for me.
That was my experience with the babysitter thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, it was like a bathrobe or something like that, but I wasn't that age. I didn't,
Yeah.
it didn't all calculate, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, my babysitter when I was young was a boy, and he touched me, so we're not talking about that.
Good
But I
God.
do remember
grief.
at my grandma's house, right across the street. Her backyard kind of went down, and there was a lot of trees. But in the summertime,
At Virginia's place?
yeah,
Yeah.
and across the street, Carrie Brummett lived across the street, and Carrie Brummett they had their house had like a flat roof. It was kind of weird. And she would go out in the summer and sunbathe on that flat roof, and you could stand in my grandma's yard and watch her with binoculars, and she couldn't see you because of all the foliage.
And
So-
you did that often? And Virginia would come out and say, what the hell are you doing?
From time to time.
Well, the little boy is 5. His name is Will, and his birthday is coming up, and they're planning a party.
Yeah, and he doesn't want to have a party.
And you see that by last year's party, which interjects that there's a lot of flashbacks
Sure.
that are a part of this pilot. A lot of things that they recall, and you see in like a 5 to 8 second quick snap, right? Anyway, then you got at school, Julia is the 14-year-old girl. She accidentally trips a girl while trying to get macaroni off of her
It was
shoe.
an accident. It was on accident.
It was an accident.
And then the cool girl in the class said, "Hey, that was pretty cool how you did."
You know, I don't like this because you think, oh, it was just an accident. Julia's a good kid. Julia is not a good kid. So you
Really?
want to think that all these people are good. They are not good people. Julia, if she had any sense about her, would be like, oh my God Almighty, I'm so sorry.
Help
and she,
pick the
she
girl
would go
up.
help pick the girl up. That's exactly right. But she didn't do that. She's a bad egg.
But I felt like, and I'll get to this towards the end, but like,
Talk about her dad's sperm like that.
it was this show was already trying to like, it already had like a slapstick tone to it, a little bit. Like,
Oh, yeah.
By this point. Mm-hmm. And somebody tripping. You remember at the opening scene where he collapsed and there's
Sure.
the fire.
Right.
There was it's kind of, I don't know
What is that noise?
what's going on there.
Is that you or me?
That's on your end.
That's me. Yeah, that's on your end.
Larry,
The rear.
the father, he's hard at work when his wife calls about Caleb, their son. They say he's got learning issues, and the principal's like, yeah, he's got ADD. He said, have you tried acupuncture? He's like, yes. They have a flashback to it. And then the boy's like, you know what I need is probably more sunlight. I get that GD branch out of my way. He doesn't say the branch,
Right.
but he's trying
He's
to get
trying to figure out a
It's
way
funny
to get rid
though
of it.
because it's not. It's a it says psychiatrist in
Oh,
front of
oh,
the
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was the
No, it
principal.
says psychiatrist, which was just kind of over the top.
No school has ever had a psychiatrist,
And no
right?
psychiatrist puts psychiatrist right there.
But he's trying to remove that branch so he can see the neighbor's bare naked boobers, right?
It's man.
Boo birds?
her bare naked bluebirds. That's right. He wants to go all the way to Bluebird Tropolis.
That's the vernacular I'm comfortable with.
So he's like, all right, so we'll do something about that branch. We'll have to go next door because the branch is on the Foster's property, and we'll have to ask them to trim their tree, right?
Sure.
Anyway, Larry's job is
I mean,
to
Mrs.
meet-
Foster, am I right?
Hold on a second.
Here, now do your sentence over again, and then I'll do my.
What did I say?
They go over to the Fosters to ask them.
They have to. The Bogners have to go get permission from the Fosters to trim that tree.
Mrs. Foster's tree, am I right? Okay, well, I guess you didn't have to wait for them.
What's that? What'd you say?
You nailed it.
You're killing it.
You nailed it.
You're the next Jerry Lewis.
Oh, yeah.
You're the next Ringo Starr.
I'm the last Jerry Lewis. Anyway, Larry's job is deemed unnecessary, so now we're at a point in the show where he's like, I think I'm going to get fired.
Yeah, and so the whole thing is he's going to get fired. They're living beyond their means. And for some reason his wife doesn't work, and
They've
so
maxed out, what do they say,
seven credit cards.
And they make a whole point about how they're living on the financial edge. They've got a mortgage they can't afford.
Right.
7.5% like
If it goes over that, they're-
adjustable arm or something
Yeah.
like that. And
Yeah, kind of
And
of the times, honestly.
the $4,500 patio set that they got
they charged and the whole thing,
because
yeah.
they're trying to just keep up with and live in
Yeah.
this fancy neighborhood with all these fucking people.
Here there is the two parties, their boy and the Shaw's young boy, are having competing parties. And this is where it really becomes relevant as a plot point. And then, like you had said earlier, Blake, Julia goes to school and she's being applauded as tripping the nerve. The mean girls at the school are like, hey, that's really cool what you did. Come to our party we're having this
Sure.
weekend.
And she's going to be going to this party, and then somehow the parents find out that this is like a 7 minutes in heaven kind
I think
of party.
it's the son. He knows something about it, and he calls her on it.
Yeah.
Well, like another parent calls.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
that's-
that's
yeah,
it.
and says, hey,
I
Nancy.
just want you to know what these kind of parties are, or this one girl throws.
A lot of mouth stuff going on at these parties. Watch out. And then Larry and Nancy, they're like, hey, you know what? We've got this party that we're competing with. We got to get a huge bouncy castle, right? Anyway, and the parents are kind of like, before they find out some dirty stuff's happened, they're really proud of the shallowness of having their daughter getting invited.
Seek popularity.
Yeah,
Sure.
they're totally the keeping up with the Joneses situation. Anyway, what else?
And they find out
happens?
that the next door neighbor is going to have a bouncy house, so they have to have a bouncy, like, medieval
Like castle thing.
castle, like,
Yep.
whole, like, neighborhood.
Yep.
Like, castle... What was it? I don't know what they
Castle Grayskull.
Yeah.
Larry goes in the office with Mr. Pratt. Says, "Hey, look at all the stuff I've done while I've been here."
He goes,
He's like,
this
"Hey,
is
I don't care."
yeah, that's the stuff that's happened. I'm talking about the future.
And he's about ready to
He's
fire
like,
him
you're
when he gets a phone
expendable.
call,
You're one of
right?
the expendables.
He's about to get the can.
Yeah, and he's like, "I'm going with my son to a captain in Tennille, R.I.P. Daryl Dragon." You know that's the guy's name, Daryl Dragon.
I
was
didn't
the
get that
captain.
reference at all.
Well, you don't know the Captain Tennille? Muskrat Love, you know that, right?
Then of the band.
So this is a husband and wife. And he says, well, my son doesn't want to go with me now. And he's like, hey, I got a daughter about the same
Sure,
age.
yeah,
He's
let's-
trying to save his job.
Sure.
So he whores out his daughter to do this. And they
Literally
end up-
whores out his daughter. He forces his daughter to go on a date with this guy just to save his job.
And they do. They go
It's
out.
low rent.
But it turns out that they don't go to the party, right?
Yeah, they went to they didn't
Or they don't go to the concert.
They went to the party, and then he finds out they went, and then Will's party is going to happen. They got it all set up, and then
Mr. Pratt.
Larry's boss comes,
Yep.
and he's like screaming at him, "Housekeeping!"
Why is the boss showing up
On a
seemingly
Saturday.
screaming and banging and angry?
The impression was that he was just royally pissed
And he
off.
had a suit on.
It's ridiculous.
Right.
You make a phone call if something good happens. You show up if you're pissed. Anyway, he said, "My
Come to
son."
find out, Mitch had a good time, and he was so happy. He wasn't mad. He was just happy that the date with Julia went well.
And right when that happens too, all the kids, they're worried about it. They come to our party, they go into Shaw's party, they show up at their house, they have a huge successful party, right?
Right. And everybody lives happily ever after.
For the most part. And there's some narration out, but there's also some turbulence.
Please remain seated as we are now crossing a zone of turbulence.
Oh boy, this show is of the time. Not only with people living beyond their means on the big housing bubble around the same time, but also no laugh track, single camera. I feel like this show fits in pretty damn well with what's
What about
happening.
the narration? Like, see that you,
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that fits in with
yeah.
what's going on
No,
at the time.
I completely agree. It fits the time.
Have you guys ever seen a single episode of Modern Family?
I'm going to say yes, but
Yes.
it's like one.
I've
maybe.
never seen an episode. I feel like it's the same thing.
Okay.
I think
would-
Modern
I
Family's
would
got
see
a
that.
bigger
Modern Family is like the
cast.
2010s, though. When did that start? Like,
I don't know. I would say around the same time.
Really?
I think Modern
Okay.
Family's been on the show between 8 and 12 years.
Is that the Al Bundy one? I don't remember which one that one is.
Is that? It might
Yeah, it
be.
is. Hey, he's the-
okay,
he's the-
Ed
yeah.
O'Neill.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So he's the patriarch of the family, and he's married to Sofia Vergara.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that being
Bless you.
old? Oh, also with you. Can you imagine being old ass Ed O'Neill and then get into make out with Sofia Vergara or whatever the hell her name is?
Something broke right for him.
I know you're a Latino man. I know where your head is.
September 22nd, 2009.
For Modern Family.
For Modern
So
Family,
this is a scant 2 years before that.
Okay.
And Blake, would you say that this is similar and in the vein of Modern Family?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's less cast members, so yeah, but if they're, yeah.
Time to expand, right? With a show like that. You got the Fosters, you got everyone at school, there's neighbors. A lot of different characters you could add if you had to. Why did this work, though, you think?
Oh, to
You-
me?
I-
To me?
I-
Oh, you were looking at...
I was looking at him.
Yeah, and that's why I pointed at you. Because you're the guest.
I see.
You're the honorable.
I see. Why didn't it work?
Sure.
I think it had, like... I remember thinking this way: is it had an identity crisis? I don't think this show knew what it wanted to be. I do think it was trying to capitalize on the times. I definitely think that was part of the thing. But I think it started off wanting to be slapstick. I think it ended up wanting to be like this popularity contest. I think it wanted to be
this parents struggling to raise the best kids kind of thing.
It wanted to like
a Family Ties kind of thing.
I don't know, like unveil like behind the perfect family, but they wanted to do it in a comedy kind of fashion.
Right.
And I don't know. I don't think it stuck for me. And I thought the acting was horrible.
The acting was horrible.
Acting was just.
I don't like that.
They even got Shooter McGavin, and the acting was rough.
I don't like that Larry guy. I've seen him on other stuff. I don't like him.
You don't like
I
him in
couldn't
Happy
pinpoint
Gilmore?
where he's from.
Yeah, I've seen him on tons of
No,
different.
Larry's the dad.
I did reckon.
I've seen him on tons of different stuff. I've had a really problem with like this guy literally pimping out his daughter to save his job. I think it probably could have been something else he had to do, like, you know what I mean, like babysit his little kid, you know what I mean, or something that was like a terrible twos or something.
Yeah.
But to pimp your freshman daughter out to go out with this guy that you know nothing about this kid, you know nothing.
You're just trying to save your job,
Right.
Yeah.
And is that is your daughter's morals and values and virginity more important than your job or not? You know what I mean? When he's basically saying no.
Yeah, he's trying to save his job and ultimately the lifestyle that they've chosen.
That's it. He's protecting the lifestyle.
Yeah, absolutely. Where would you like to see this if it survived? Do you want to see them lose the house at some point? Do you want to see them?
Yeah, they have to lose their house and they have to go back to where they came from, the hillbilly Creve Coeur. That's
I could see that.
That would be.
I could see that.
Is it back and forth though? Do they?
No,
are they
because that
constantly?
would be too unrealistic. I mean, they're about 3 episodes they're in it that you see how the crash, and then they send them
I
back.
could see them going back, not getting. I don't think they would. What was the name of the town again?
Slocum Point was where they came from. They're in Lowland Heights or something.
I could see them going back to Slocum Point and being like nostalgic about it almost, and being like remember and almost having this like irresistible urge to get back, and all of the how many times they fail trying to. Maybe that could be.
I could see those as like story arcs for seasons.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the first season, they're like, "Oh, here's the foreclosure. We got to close down."
Yeah.
And the next season, it's them trying to get back. I don't know. To me, it is very much about that time. That was when the housing bubble burst, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's very well timed. I don't know.
And who can get 7 credit cards to max out? Like right now, I could not get 7 credit cards to max them out.
Is it hard to get a credit card? I feel like everyone wants to give you credit cards because they want to ramrod you.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah.
Are you having trouble getting credit cards?
I don't try anymore, but I mean, I don't live off credit. I have a real problem with that. My wife says, everybody's doing it. Why can't we? And I was like, because it just doesn't work that way. You know what I mean?
It's probably smart, right?
Averages are what they are, and I don't think they represent everybody for sure. But I think there was something like the average American had like 4 credit cards or something.
See,
or lines of credit is probably how they said
it.
it. 4 lines of credit.
Matt, how many lines of credit do you
Ladies
have?
and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make
Same number as the weekly sexes he has.
I think
They're related.
What he
hold on,
what he does, he throws a card at her, and she's like, "Oh yeah."
Hold on, are you saying you're having a line of credit under the table right now?
Hey Matt, that's a nice line of credit, buddy.
Hey, not bad, buddy.
Thank you so much.
You should be on American Ninja Warrior.
When you build it in my backyard, I will.
When you say build it, you mean a dog brothel?
When you build that dog brothel, I'll join American Ninja.
Screw you guys. You're laughing now, but who's going to have those dog bucks, huh, in a couple of years?
What you don't know, Jay, is that I was going to front the money with my winnings from American Ninja.
He was.
To front the dog brothel.
Would you? Okay, here's a question. That's a very good answer.
Yeah.
Would you try to go up the easy ramp, or would you try to go up the bigger ramp? It's $10,000 if you make it the first time. You get $10,000 extra.
Well, hold on. What's this whole thing going to cost?
From the dog brothel?
I think the low ramp will be fine.
Because then you can go to the finals to make more money.
Yeah, there's no way this thing costs more than $1,000.
Do you guys ever see American
The
Ninja
website
Warrior?
alone is going to cost $1,000. The app,
Not if you-
you're going to have to pay
Not if
somebody.
you Foursquare it.
You're going to have to pay somebody to make that app.
You guys ever see
The
that
app
show?
for the dog.
You guys
Sorry,
ever
Jay.
see American Ninja Warrior?
Oh, my wife watches it all the time.
We were in a cul-de-sac of absurdity over here.
American
I
Ninja
can
Warrior.
keep going, man.
They got a guy about ready to come out. He's wearing his garb and he's going to run the course. And they have like a 90-second
Vignette.
video. Can you imagine it being all about what you'd be doing with the winnings? Can you imagine during the run of the course, the two announcers are talking
I plan to open up that dog brothel.
Me and my friends think that dogs naturally want to have sex all the time, and so
this is my guarantee to you.
Good luck to you, sir.
Matt, you get on American Ninja Warrior with the promise of taking your winnings and opening a dog brothel. Say you fail. Say 30 seconds into it you fail.
Yep.
The information and the idea is out there that you will be backed. I would take it to Shark Tank.
Thank you, man.
hey, Mark Cuban.
Yeah.
I got an idea.
I'm not above this. Wait. Do I take the idea? Do I take the idea of me going on American Ninja Warrior to front the brothel, or am I
just
taking the brothel?
Go straight to the brothel.
Yeah.
Shark Tank will get you on American Ninja
That's what I'm
Warrior,
thinking.
and American Ninja Warrior will front you the money to start a dog brothel.
For 20% of my company,
gonna
I'm
do-
asking the entry fee to American Ninja Warrior.
We're gonna have to wrap this up, guys. I got some work to do.
A hose. Yeah, there's going to be a drain in every room, that's for sure. Okay, IMDb score. Matt, you want to take a stab at this? Blake's not allowed to do it anymore.
IMDb score.
1 out of 10 decimal
Yep.
points in play. What did people from around the world have to say about American Family?
It's always hard because when I feel hard on it, I feel like I kind of.
What'd you say?
Well,
Back up.
I just accidentally typed that.
What did I say?
She sent me a picture of a bucket of beer, and I almost typed hard on it because of what he said.
Someone say bluebirds again.
In the dead of night?
I'm gonna give it a 4.2.
It's a 5.2.
5.6.
Okay.
5.2. And you're not allowed to do it. That's from 36
It's
different
partly
ratings.
my show.
Darn it, Blake.
Hey, you want to start a podcast about a fictional dog brothel?
Sure, yeah.
The mythology.
I think we just did.
This is it.
You're on it right now.
I said from the beginning we'd never make it to 200. There's
Not
no
with that attitude.
There's no critic reviews. There's no viewer reviews. No one's talking about American Family, which is odd because Christopher McDonald is kind of a character actor of note, but I think the real standout here is that Ashley Rickards, who starred, she's like 27 now, but she starred in that MTV show Awkward. That was kind of a big deal for kids. A lot of young people know that show. No one's talking about this particular pilot, though. This is a ghost of a pilot. No one's talking about it.
One of the things that I wrote, and it wasn't asked to me, but I was going to...
Please.
To me, it's just a real vanilla show. Like, nothing stands out. There's no actor that stands out. There's no... Nothing. It's just vanilla to me. It just didn't really...
It's funny you say that, actually, because when you look at a show like this, you think 2007... This is really kind of the rise of let's have diversity on television, and all I saw on this show was a sea of vanilla white people,
Upper middle class, or
it was just all white folks. You're right. There's no diversity here. I don't know if that would help the show at all, but maybe it
Well,
would.
and I also wrote down. I was like, who's their demographic? Who are they trying to entertain?
they were lost. This was a full blown identity crisis.
You think poor people are going to watch a show about a family with a big house and 7 credit cards maxed out?
Yeah, why do you think Roseanne did so well, huh?
Right, because we're all fucking
Appealing to the middle class, right? Lower middle class.
lower middle class.
Blue collars.
11:11, and the temperature is.
I can't tell you the last time I saw a guy with a blue collar.
Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened.
I'm wearing one right now.
Look in your phone. Because
Look at my phone.
well, yeah, use your mirror app to look in your phone. You don't have the mirror app?
You don't have to.
No, I don't know what that is.
Okay.
Fuck me, right?
Oh boy! Now we rate the pilot, American Family. We do it on a scale 1 to 7, 1 being the worst, 7 being the best, taken from all the characters from the program, affectionately and accurately known as Wings from the 1990s. 1 being the worst score you can get. That's a Roy Biggins. And 7 is the best score you can get. That's a Brian Hackett. Matthew, I look to you. How do you rate American Family?
I probably already showed my hand a little bit here, but
Yeah, you showed us all 10 fingers. Don't
Twice.
humble brag.
We know how many times a week you're having sex, and then
And
what
how many,
trying to
how many
get that
lines of
out there.
credit you have.
Yeah.
and how those two So related.
Matthew, I'm your wife, and I will sleep with you once per every line of credit you have every week. He's always seeking out credit.
We're wildly in debt.
At the end, he just goes, cha-ching.
He's always signing up for credit cards everywhere he goes.
I take that back. I do have a credit card now because I had to get a Care credit card. Care credit is like a credit card for animal bills. So I couldn't afford to pay for my dog to be put to sleep and cremated. I had to get a credit card to do it.
Okay, here's a messed up question. Could you have just killed the dog yourself?
No way possible.
Emotionally, you couldn't have done it.
No,
okay. It's just, I'm not making fun.
No, we can't. You can't do this because I would not have the ability to separate. You probably could be a person that could separate.
No. I'm saying, what if you say to your brother Chad? Chad, you're a heartless robot. Oh, okay. What could you farm it out to someone and say,
no.
I could spend $2,500 having the animal destroyed at some facility, or I can pay you to drop a rock on its head.
No, couldn't do it. It's not fair.
Can't do it.
It's not fair.
Okay, but you wouldn't hire someone even if they did it respectfully,
No.
and
Nope.
you'd have to. How did you have it done? Was it like an injection?
Yes. And then they take her. A place comes and picks her up, and I paid extra to make sure she was cremated by herself, not in a bundle.
Right, we
it's
talked
cheaper
about
to do the
that,
bundle. Yeah. So
you would not allow someone just to do it on the cheap to get it done. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Fuck me, right?
Yeah, you know what? Fuck you.
I'm going to go ahead and score this. I can't get any higher than a 3. I thought this was pretty rough.
Yeah.
I didn't see much of a future for it. I thought the acting was
Really bad.
Really bad. And I felt like they didn't know what they wanted to be, except for the part where they were being a little opportunistic with the, I don't know,
the daughter?
the financial times that we were in, like trying to capitalize on the, maybe
Interest
as a country, we had overextended ourselves into living beyond our means, maybe.
Sure.
Yeah.
Captain Philip, rest assured.
Great score, Matt. I was going to give it a 4, and then I decided that I'm going to do a D bump for pimping your daughter out.
Wow.
I found it really tacky. I found it
Tasteless.
An unnecessary plot or part of the show.
They're trying to be silly and funny about it, but
her dad and her mom too. When they were running up the stairs to talking to her about this, they seemed so willing to, pimp their daughter out. So I got a D bump for the pimp, and I give it a 3.
Give it a 3, a 3 and a 3.
And they also have the whole keeping up with the Joneses thing. To me, it's kind of just like a lame, like easy kind of thing. And I'm poor, so I didn't find this as funny.
Okay, I think I'm going to go a little higher than you guys, and I'm going to give this one a 5. I see some potential here. It's maybe I'm so jaded based on all the old sitcoms that we've seen that this one feels modern and a little bit more fresh than what I've watched. I was entertained. It was very fast-paced. There was always something going on. Some of it was funny. I will say that the youngest child, even though he's like 5, he's a terrible actor, right?
The youngest one? I wrote the opposite. I thought we were going to high-five this shit. I said the youngest son on the show
might have been the best actor.
Didn't have a lot of lines, but he was the standout for me.
Oh, you think so?
Like, yeah, when he didn't have a whole lot of lines.
And he bit a child.
Yeah,
too,
he
right?
bit a child. Was that a Pearl Jam song?
Yeah, bit a child.
Bit a child. I live next door. My tablet's battery's going dead, so what the fuck for? All right, here we go. Let's go.
I give it a 5. I enjoyed it.
Wow.
It kept my attention. I think it's something that it would fit with sitcoms of the time. I think it probably could benefit from a little bit of diversity, but it was only one episode, so maybe they didn't have an opportunity to put that in. I think it played, again, with the times concerning the financial bubble. It's a relevant show. Not great, but not terrible.
I'm surprised. I really did not expect you to give that.
It was fine. It was fine. I wouldn't watch it again.
Fine is a 4.
It's a 5. I give it a 5, and I give it a 5, and you give it a 3, and Matthew gives it a 3. And with that, we close the book on American Family, and we will never mention that show again.
Yep.
But join us next time, won't you please, when we watch the pilot episode of Madam Sin. Here's a little something to wet your whistle. A CIA agent is used as a pawn in an insane woman's plan to steal a Polaris submarine. You can find the entire episode of Madam Sin.
We all live in a Polaris submarine. Come on, guys. You know the words.
Yeah.
Polaris submarine.
Polaris submarine. You're going to hate this. This is like an hour and a half.
Ouch.
We were dipping it back into like 70s.
Sure, you're fine. I understand.
Made-for-TV movies.
I've been very spoiled, and I specifically didn't say anything because I didn't want to jinx it, but I knew my time would come.
This is a rough one. I'm
Your
sorry.
time has come.
You can find the entire episode of Madam Sin by subscribing to Couch Pilots and SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes, or go to YouTube. Matthew.
You know what you can do, Tube.
There's a lot of leniency on yours.
No.
The first one had you'll. Mm-hmm. You'll know what to do, too. But now you're like, y'all's kind of want to know what to do, too.
Blake is a stickler.
That's my southern drawl. That's okay.
Yeah. You're just getting ready for the American Ninja Warrior interview. Now, I think I can do real good on this.
Y'all.
Yeah, y'all.
I'm going to use this money to open up my canine brothel. Go to couchpilotspodcast.com. It's got every one of our stupid episodes on there. You can use it to contact us through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Our email address is on there. Any way to contact us. That's the place to go. Pick up your stupid mobile device. Go to couchpilotspodcast.com. Everything you need is right there concerning the show, right?
Yep, every episode. You can also go to Spotify and listen to every episode. There's a dial-in number, patreon.com/couchpilots. Go check that out. You can donate some money, and we'll give you some extra perks.
Yeah.
So.
Have we ever had someone leave us a voicemail that we didn't know?
No.
What do you think ever happened to Tyler Abercrombie?
Oh, I don't know.
I miss that guy.
I miss that guy. He was fun. He had some of the best voicemails.
Oh, absolutely. And then
It's probably because it got to be summer.
Yeah. He had the best voicemails, and they made that song. Remember that? That was great. 910 Pilots 1 910-745-6871. Leave us a voicemail. I guess that's it. Matt, is this still enjoyable for you?
No, these are very friendly skies. Yeah, absolutely.
What a nice
I enjoy
thing to
it.
say.
Yeah.
I enjoy having Matt on. I feel like I disappoint him every time he's here, but I have.
You absolutely do.
But I enjoy having him
I
on.
tell him not to feel that.
I will always feel that.
Don't you tell him how to feel. Matt, do you have anything you want to promote?
I really thought this next part was going to Blake for a message of positivity. Sorry?
American Ninja Warrior.
That's where you guys want me to go with this?
American Ninja.
I formally announce...
Hold on a second.
Hold on. I can't wait for this. Hold on, do it.
I, Matthew Phillips, formally announce that I will think about joining America's Ninja Warrior to open a dog brothel.
You don't know what hard times are, Daddy.
And I don't know what else would I add. I feel like we really fleshed that out over the course of this episode. I pity anyone who challenges me. I may seem all nice and cozy on the outside, but wait till I have my sights set on that dog brothel.
Awesome.
Do you have a paint scheme picked out?
It's gonna be a nude colored paint.
Or zebra print?
Zebra print. I really don't know what to add here. They really sprung this on me. But I do plan on matching the intensity of this song when I'm out there. And
Trying to catch rings and
I hope there's a lot. Yeah. Did you say swimming was a good thing or a
no,
bad
swimming's
thing?
a bad thing. That means you fell into the pool and you're
No,
out.
that's not good.
It's not good.
Are you? How's your upper arm strength and core strength?
I can lift my body weight like a madman. Yeah, is that going to help?
Well, I mean, like if you're like hanging from a ring, how long are you like? And you're swaying back and forth. Like how long do you think you can?
I don't know. 9,
Don't get an attitude. He's
10,
like, I don't know.
10,
Try me, bitch.
18, 20 minutes.
Whoa. Oh my goodness.
Ugh.
Blake, you have a message?
Have you ever seen the ramp thing that they run and you have to try to grab?
Yeah.
Do you think you could do that part of it even? You have good legs and good like hand-eye coordination, right?
Heather compliments my legs a lot.
Humble brag again. 12 years, 10 lines of credit.
Every other week, she compliments my legs.
Is that when you shave them? You're like, I need the Menards credit card. Shave those legs, big boy. It's every other Thursday. Matt, loved having you on the show.
Thanks for having
Jason,
me.
thank you for all your hard work.
You bet.
Get a haircut.
Do you have, I just got a haircut. You have a message for people or not?
I don't think I need to. I mean, Matt's on the show. When Matt's on the show, there's no need. But Matt is the most positive person I know.
Don't hold out on me though, Blake.
No, I can't. You're the most positive person I know.
That's generous.
Do you know what we say at the end of the show?
Well, that's what I'm trying to get him to do here. The Blake's message of positivity.
No, what I say at the end.
I could probably come up with it. Yeah.
Because anybody can do it. That's like, I can come up with something.
Yeah. I'm freezing. What is it? Do it.
Do you know what it is, Blake?
This pilot may have been rough, but it's always a smooth flight on Couch Pilots.
I think that's really close.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
We'll see you next time.
Why do I gotta thank them?
We'd like to thank you for joining us on
My wife's got a bucket waiting for me.
Forward to seeing you on
Why are you going out this late to the Moose?
Because Eli's at his grandma's.
But you gotta get up like super early, don't you?
Yeah,
5 a.m.
What time? Wow. Yeah. That's
Say
what time
5?
I'm up.
5 a.m., baby.